Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Dina, and we're the hosts of The Love Pod.
The Love Pod is a reality TV podcast that recaps our favorite shows.
We also talk to the stars of the show.
You can also tune in for our reality TV news bites, spoilers, spilling the tea, and casting updates from all your favorite reality shows.
Subscribe to listen to all the things we love about reality TV. Follow us on all the major social apps at Love Pod Podcast.
Thanks for listening. We love you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Love Pod. Yet another fantastic episode here to go. We have Love is Blind Season 6 with Deion Perry joining us on the pod. We are airing his unaired story and whatever tea he's willing to give us today. Deion, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Dina.
We are so excited. I love having cast members on I love everybody, but like when we haven't heard your stories, it is so awesome because we've already seen everything else play out. We want the real behind the scenes scoop. So we appreciate you, and we're going to get right into it.
Cool.
Now, tell me, before the show, were you a big reality TV fan?
Nah, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, not at all. I think when I was a kid, my mom would watch Flavor of Love.
Okay.
Like back in I think that was like 2008. I remember that. Like that was my first one. Then I remember like Jersey Shore, but like I never really got into it myself though.
Okay, so what piqued your interest in Love is Blind then?
To be honest, I got the message on Instagram. A friend of mine, a close friend of mine, we known each other since 7th grade. She actually applied to go on and do the experiment.
Okay.
And they reached out to her, and I guess for whatever reason, she wasn't chosen, but she referred me to it. She sent me the Instagram DM on Instagram. She sent me the DM of like
Sure.
the flyer, and I'm like, what is this? Like I had no idea what it was. So I sent it to my group chat with all my guy friends. And for context, it's a group of 5 guys, and I'm the only single one. And all the guys,
Okay.
their girlfriends, they knew about the show. They knew about the show because all of their girlfriends watched it, and they were all just telling me, "You'll be perfect for it. Like, you'll be good for it." I was like, I don't know, but I mean, I wasn't the type to turn down like any opportunity. So I was like, this might be, my opportunity to find like what I've been looking for. So that's kind of like.
So you
really
genuinely, when you signed up, did you genuinely think you were going to be able to meet somebody in 8 days and propose and go through the whole thing?
Yeah, well, 9 days.
9 days.
But,
that extra day.
Days. That extra day is important. But I was definitely I was more so like 60-40. Like I was 60% like, nah, I don't know. This is like more so for me, more so like, can I do it? There was a 40% chance of like maybe I will find someone. It wasn't until I actually got there and actually went through the experiment, I was like, okay, yeah, you definitely can find somebody like in this process. But before I was like, there's like no way. Like it might happen, but like I was very like just nah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that experience? Once you got to set, what was it like?
Yeah, so they actually let us know that we made it 2 weeks prior to us having to fly out. So from January, they said I would hear something in January. I didn't hear a thing. So I'm thinking, okay, like I'm not going. And then they reached out in March, 2 weeks prior, like, hey, like we want you on here. You got to fly out to California in 2 weeks. I was like, okay. And then so we get there in LA, and we all kind of take our vans to the hotel, and we get debriefed with management and whatnot, and we do our thing. And then they tell us about the photo shoots, and like we're all excited for the photo shoots. We're all kind of nervous too because we never kind of been like in front of a camera, and it was still kind of not hitting us yet. Like it honestly didn't hit us that we're about to do this experiment until we walked in and they showed us set. Like we walked into like the living room set, and that was actually on camera. That wasn't filmed, but we were all just like hoorah, like just excited. It was definitely like a moment like that we all kind of shared together. Like that was our first time kind of being there. And then once day 1 came, you kind of forget about the cameras, honestly. Like you kind of forget they're there. And our first day dating, that was honestly my funnest day. I'm just going through dating like all 15, because we all date each other. So we're dating all 15 women. I've never dated more than one woman in a day. So dating 15 women in a day was definitely like, it was fun. It was a little tiring at times, but it was definitely an experience.
So who did you like? Who did you see potential with?
Yeah. So I mean, after day 2, so the third day, like I was really feeling Brittany, Jessica, and Alejandra. Those 3, I was
Okay.
really feeling those 3 in the pods. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure like how I'm not sure if that was a one-way connection. Like I'm not sure like how mutual it was, but those 3 were like definitely like my 3 favorites that I had while
Okay.
I was there.
Now, there are so many hours of footage and only so much they can show. Was there anything that you wish they showed of your experience?
Yeah, I mean the first day, because when I'm looking about what they showed of me, they showed my conversation with Nick and Vanessa at the beginning, and then they
Okay.
showed my conversation I had with Jimmy, and then with Jeremy, I believe, and they showed me in the pod talking to Amy, I believe, but I didn't really show my face. So I would say like definitely more so the conversations I had with the guys. I know I spoke with Jimmy like a lot when he was kind of contemplating what to do, especially when talking with Jessica, because at that point, like I was still dating Jessica, but like I said, it was more of a friend at that time, and I knew she had the daughter, so I remember like talking to Jimmy like a lot, like about like, are you ready, to be a
Yeah.
father? We had a pretty distant conversation about that.
I can't believe I've never thought of this before, but I've never asked anybody, what do you think of Nick and Vanessa? What were your
Oh, they were
impressions of them?
yeah, they were cool. Like I said, I only met them that one time, that one day. They seemed very like nice and genuine. They came in definitely seeing them walk in was another like aha moment. Like we're here, or like we're about to do this
Yeah.
experiment. Like definitely seeing them, and they were very humble. Like didn't they made us feel like we belonged there when they spoke to us. So
Yeah, that's so important. I know we're part of a big fan community. Obviously, they got a lot of hate.
mhm.
I have certainly had my opinions on how they host the show or how they host the reunions, but I was so impressed this season. It really seemed like a good balance of getting that drama and finding genuine love and asking the questions everybody wants the answers to. How has your dating life been since getting off the show?
Oh, it's been good. Definitely like when I got back, I call it post pod depression. Definitely when I got back, like I took a break from dating for a little bit, just to kind of get myself together, going through therapy and whatnot. More
Yeah.
so because you're in there and you're so fixated on the goal, which is to find your wife, to find your fiance,
Mhm.
more so to find your fiance and propose and marry, and then you just kind of get like ripped out with no warning, more so. So that was like coping with that was crazy. I remember like going to the airport like the day after like I was removed. I was in the airport and I felt like very like light. Like I felt like I was like 8 pounds just like walking through LAX airport. And I remember I called a couple of my friends, kind of told them what happened.
Mhm.
Um, and I took like a month break from dating. And then going through therapy and kind of realizing like what I learned from the experiment, how to have those conversations, how to have those meaningful conversations, how to date with more intent. It led me to, now I'm in a relationship now. I actually met her in October of last year, and we've been dating since. We actually just made it official about a month ago. So
Oh,
yeah,
congratulations.
thank you. And I honestly owe it to the experiment. I can't see, I don't think I would have gotten to that committed relationship if it wasn't for the experiment.
Is there anything that you care to share that either a hidden talent or something about your experience that everybody doesn't know about you?
I would say like not many people know like I'm a big like Harry Potter fan. Like I'm a huge like Harry Potter fan. Like I have a
Uh-huh.
wand in my bedroom actually. I wish I would have brought it out. But yeah, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I'm actually going to Disneyland for the fourth time to Potter World in a month and a half. So yeah, I'm a huge Harry
Nice.
Potter fan.
And Dion, are you ready for us to go back into the archives? We are just going to ask you, with no further context, take a look at these stories and posts from your Instagram past and let us know the information behind them, what's going on, and explain a little bit for people who are just listening what the picture or story is of. What do we have here?
Okay, so that's my close friend Paige. She's actually a photographer. I met
Okay.
her at my first job out of college. I was in recruitment at the time, and she was like a photographer, but she had stopped doing it for a while. And I remember going up to her like why you quit? Like why you stop? She's like, I don't know. I just don't really have the motivation to do it. Like I don't have anyone that wants to shoot. And I was like, man, we can do it. Like I'll do it with you. Like I don't have anything going on. And this is like a very close friend of mine. Yeah, yeah, I did some stuff with her. I wouldn't say, model work, but she definitely like kind of we definitely built each other's confidence doing that.
Good.
Doing that with the cameras. It was fun.
You said you DJ, so here's a little sample.
Hmm.
Tell us about
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah. So this was I believe this was my first year when I started. Yeah, because I had the older controller. So during COVID, I was just like, I needed a hobby. So I ended up uh, picking up a controller that you see. I actually bought the laptop, the controller, and the speakers all in the same month. And I just kind of started learning on my off time. So these three, I believe, are various different parties.
Who are some of your top artists?
Ooh, okay. I would say I'm definitely big on. I'm a Little Wayne. I'm a Lil Wayne fan. I'm an Eminem
Okay.
fan. Um, I listen to a bit of Drake. Um, New Edition. Um, they're a '80s R&B group. New
Oh, I
Edition.
know who they are.
Yeah,
Not
New
everybody
Edition.
probably does, but I know who they
Yeah,
are.
New Edition. Michael Jackson. Um, Mary J. Blige is definitely. I like the R&B style, but like those five are probably who I listen to the most.
What's next? What's the story here? You're looking
So
very
this
introspective.
Yeah, this was sophomore year of college. Yeah, definitely. I think I posted this. Yeah, I posted this on my birthday. Yeah, we went to Detroit. I was actually part of a mentor group in college. So we actually took some of our mentees out to Detroit for a conference out there. And there was a wall, and I was like, take a picture of me while I'm out here. But yeah, that was a part of a conference we did for our mentees um, sophomore year of college. I think it was my 21st. Like, I think I turned 21 that year.
What's next? Oh, all right. We talked about it a little bit before. Here's your Harry Potter photo op.
Hmm. I love Harry Potter. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to be for Halloween, and like I just couldn't think of nothing. I was like, I watched my monthly dose of Harry Potter, and just kind of stuck with me. Like, I gotta be Harry Potter, and it was like the easiest costume. Since then, I've been Harry Potter 2 times again.
Had to include this one, your official cast photo. And if you could read the caption for us and tell us about that.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to take my partner out dancing, or invite my partner out dancing. I don't remember. I'm not even know if I'm allowed to say this, but I don't remember. They didn't give us like an option to what to pick. I remember them asking us a list of questions, and we kind of just fill in the blanks. I think the question was, I can't wait to do what with my partner, and it was invite my partner out dancing.
Now we have a segment called Pick a Partner. So you have to pick one cast member from your show, and it could be male, female, whoever, to go through the following scenarios with.
Okay,
So, who would you want to be your wedding date?
my wedding date. Oh,
Not
Sunny.
for your wedding, just a wedding.
Yes, definitely Sunny.
Okay. Why Sunny?
Yeah, Sunny. Sunny was me and Sunny like. I feel like honestly, out of anybody in the entire cast, maybe outside of Brittany and Ken, like, and obviously Amy and Johnny, we had like the best like friendship, as far as like male and female. And the crazy thing is like me and Sunny only dated that one day. Like we didn't even get past the first day. But like once we got back to Charlotte, like we just like built like a strong like friendship connection and just a bond.
Who would you like to get drunk with most?
Drunk with. Mm, I don't want to say Sunny again. I'm gonna ruin it. I'm gonna ruin it. Probably I would say probably Clay or no,
Okay.
Nolan and Clay. I would say those two.
Who would you want to be stuck on a desert island with?
Okay. Um, Wait, it's just me and that person.
Just you and that person.
Oh, so it has to be a woman. Um,
It
I would
doesn't
say.
have to
I
be.
mean, if we're how long are we stuck? How long are we stuck there?
I don't know, for an undetermined amount of time. You don't know,
Ooh,
rescue's coming, but you don't know when.
let's go with Ashley and Matthew. Matthew as a
Okay.
guy, and then Ashley as a woman.
And why are they your picks?
Ashley, I feel like we never really connected as much in the pods either, but after we kind of, we got cool. And I could just never see me or Ashley ever getting annoyed by each other because we're kind of
Okay.
similar.
That's a
Like
good reason.
we make good like inside jokes. So we'll never like get on each other's nerves. And then Matthew's like very like level headed. Like I feel like he's gonna make all the right
Yeah.
decisions. Even more so than myself.
If you had to pick one person, best odds of surviving a zombie apocalypse with?
I would say probably Ariel.
Okay.
If you remember Ariel, he had the ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ariel. I feel like
Okay.
he's kind of ready for that for that scenario. Honestly,
Is he a
he can get
doomsday
away out.
prepper?
He's not too much. But he just he can. I feel like he can maneuver around like certain situations that need to be maneuvered around.
Okay. So our first icebreaker is, what is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, that's easy. It's "Can You Stand the Rain" by New Edition.
No, that is a good one. All right, I like it.
Stand the Rain.
Now, we talked about switching lives with cast members, but if you could switch lives for a day with anybody, past, present, or future, who would it be and why?
It would probably be, I would say, Barack Obama.
What did the last text you got say?
Enjoy the rest of your Friday with a heart. That was from
Okay.
my girlfriend.
That's pretty innocent. Nothing crazy going on there.
Yeah, nothing crazy going on over here.
Now, we have quite a few fan questions, so I am going to go on to those. And then if we have time later, we'll play one more game.
Okay.
But from Facebook, Emma wants to know, what was day-to-day life like on the show?
Yeah, so my day-to-day, so we're all at the hotel. We wake up, my schedules wake up around 6 a.m., go to the gym, eat the breakfast that they had at the hotel. And there's a few of us that would do that, and then get there around like 9:30, and then we had our meeting and whatnot. And then cameras rolling from 10 a.m. to sometimes 1:30 in the morning. And it was just, we had our dates. They were kind of in blocks. But as the days went on, like the number of women you dated slimmed down by one as well. And everyone was dating a different amount of women, depending on like how strong their connections were with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're all just kind of, like I said, first 3 days, we're all excited, like just, talking, dating women, talking about like life back home and what we're going to do back home. Like literally like day 3 on, it was a lot of serious conversations being had.
This is a me question, so it is a fan question, but did you have any unique pod dates? Was there anything where you guys got to bring something in or set up a little romantic setup?
Yeah. So like I said, the day I left was the day that they did the wings and the wings and like the flowers and whatnot. But I was there for the silent disco date. Like I said, that was honestly my funnest date. I was just because I was able to listen to music. So yeah, that was a cool time. I actually had a bachata song playing, and I remember dancing in the pods during that date.
Now, from Angela C on Facebook, what's the most interesting thing that's happened to you because of the show?
When they announced it, before they actually aired, we're obviously like, no one knows like who's going to get the screen time. No one knows who's going to get engaged. So we're all kind of like on a level playing field at that time. And I remember I had a friend that worked for the Hornets, and they got me free tickets for the basketball game. You kind of just go and take pictures. But the wildest thing is more so being at work. Like that's been the wildest thing. I work in software, and a lot of my coworkers watch reality TV. A good bit of them are fans of the show, and I only told 4 people at my job, like at my company, that I was going on this. So when they found out, I remember we had our big sales meeting, and somebody actually put the picture in the chat, and it was literally like 200. There was 200 people on the call at the time, and I've never been like kind of shouted out at that magnitude. So that was kind of wild to me.
Okay. Our next question is from Amanda D, and she wants to know, what are your thoughts on all the spoilers and drama this season?
You know, so like looking like when you kind of know what's gonna happen already, you kind of prepare for it. Like I said, it was a year ago, so I kind of knew like the big things, like the Sarah Ann, Jeremy, and Laura situation, the
Mhm.
triangle between Trevor, Jessica, and Chelsea. You kind of knew that. The wedding of Clay and AD, the breakup of Brittany and Ken. Like you kind of already knew what's happening, so you kind of prepare yourself for
Sure.
it. And like when you actually go through the experiment, I mean, it all kind of makes sense. Like if you actually kind of been there, like it all made sense to me. I mean, like I didn't think I had no bad things to say about anyone like choices they made through the process, because I mean they all did it like their own way. Like I didn't even get to the engagement part, so there's no room for me to kind of judge them, because I don't know how I would have acted if I would have got engaged, or if I was in that limelight, or had to make those tough decisions. But yeah, definitely, it was definitely. But actually, seeing it on camera or seeing it on TV was definitely different. They actually made it look a lot worse than what it really was. So it was definitely different to see it.
Let's see what else we got for you. Okay, one last one from Facebook before we move on to Reddit, which, is always a little dicey.
Oh
But
yeah.
if you could go through the experience again, would you? And that is from Christina C.
I love that question, Christina. Yeah, I would. If I was, obviously, if I was single right now, I definitely would do it again. Mainly because I didn't finish it. Like I didn't find my person,
Mhm.
or I didn't get a chance to kind of go through the experiment. I'll probably do it like off camera, though, more so than on camera, if that was a possibility.
Reddit was actually kind of gentle on you this time around. Sometimes it gets a little rough, but from Reddit, we have Fish Bethany asked, what surprised you the most about the conversations you had in the pods?
Yeah, definitely just like the amount of people that you had similar stories with. Like I said, like like similar traumas with even that, when you go in. Like I said, I already told you about Jessica, even Brittany, like her father passing away. Like my
Mhm.
mom, like I said, my mom had passed away, and that was like we talked about that on the first day. Um, and like I wasn't expecting to talk about that, especially that early. I was definitely not expecting to bring that up, but I mean, she got it out of me like literally like in our first 3 minutes of talking, and
Wow.
yeah, and that was on day one. So that's when it kind of was like the turning point. I was like, okay, this is real. Like we're having like real conversations. There's no what's your favorite color, or what are you looking for. We're getting to the nitty gritty, when we're on these dates. So that's kind of really like what got me. And then also just having conversations, actually catching feelings, and for these women that you haven't
Mhm.
that you haven't seen. It sounds crazy when I say it, but yeah, like catching feelings for them is definitely kind of what surprised me as well.
Speaking of catching feelings, Suspicious North 377 wants to know, who is your strongest connection and why didn't it work out?
Um, Let me think. I would probably say like Brittany. I don't want to say it because like she's not here to kind of say her piece on it. I mean, but I would say probably Brittany. That's who I was, at least on my end. I was very like, kind of emotionally in with her. I felt like, um, and I mean, I don't think it worked out because I mean, Ken was there. Ken was like,
Yeah.
and Ken's honestly like in my head, like that's a great match for her. Even though I feel like I would have been good for her as well. I feel like Ken was actually a great guy for her, at the time, and he was also able to express that better than me. Like I feel like I didn't express my true self while I was there,
Sure.
and he did a great job of expressing his true self while he was there.
Were you surprised that they didn't work out?
Yeah, I was. I was definitely surprised. Because I was actually rooting for them. Like obviously, like it took me a while to kind of get my jealousy out the way. But once I knocked it
Sure.
out, yeah, yeah. And once I knocked, like the last day, I remember when I left, like the last day, I was like, I was jealous. I mean, Ken actually had a conversation about it the last day about Brittany. Um, but yeah, when I got back, I was at that point I was rooting for him. And I was definitely like very surprised. I didn't know why it didn't work out until like I watched it. Um, because I didn't want to kind of be disrespectful and kind of ask questions. But yeah, I was very surprised.
Our last question from the fans comes from Instagram, and Laundry Machine wants to know, do you read any of the Love is Blind social media tags? If so, what are some of your favorite comments about your fellow cast and this show?
Oh yeah, I would say probably AD all day. I feel like when Clay did that, that was definitely like cool because I knew like going in like Clay was definitely. I remember meeting Clay the first time. Like he's like we're pretty similar, and we were kind of coming with that same kind of energy in the pod. And then so when I saw that on camera, like that was very like cool to say. Like I was very happy for him, and like, I'm glad that actually got the light because that was to me that was like a funny like playful joke. So the Clay all day thing that was to me that was clever by him. He's a smooth guy.
Okay.
Smooth guy.
Yeah, he does seem very smooth, suspiciously smooth, some might say.
Some might say they don't know him. They don't know him that well. That's all. They don't know him that well.
No, we understand there's only so much they can show on TV, and it's not always completely indicative of somebody's personalities. Now, what are your thoughts on astrology and tarot and kind of all that stuff?
I don't know too much about it. Like I know my sign.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it. I'm obviously open to
Okay,
learn. Anytime someone's like knows about it, like I'm a listening ear. Like I think it's cool. But yeah, I just don't know too much about it.
that's okay. So I picked up a deck of cards as a fun little game for the podcast. I have pick a number from 1 to 54, and I'll explain why in just a second.
Okay. 17.
17. Okay. 2019, 18, 17. So now I am going to read you. They're called spirit animal cards. So they've got these lovely little lions on the back. Some of them have snakes, some of them have lions. You got a lion. And your card is the horse of freedom. And tell me, I'm going to read you the description if any of this applies to your life whatsoever. You must break out of any limitations that are holding you back, whether they are self-imposed or put on you by other people or society. Break free and run faster towards your dreams.
I like
Any
that one.
any relevance to your life or anything
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on?
yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I feel like I've done it, but I definitely remember having thoughts like months prior, like why am I not doing like what I want to do like right now? Like why am I not kind of pushing myself to kind of get to where I want to be? Um, and I would say like before the show, like I was thinking like that. Because I was having like obviously having hesitancies about going on and doing the experiment, but it was always something in the back of my head, like Dion, like you didn't want to do this, but like you got this far, like you might as well take the opportunity and do it. So I would tie that back to that. Because like I said, ever since I did the experiment, like I've been feeling like great, like emotionally, mentally, like
Good.
I just been there. Like I never even did therapy before. I never even had a thought of doing it, but now I see a therapist like once a month, and it's honestly like one of the best decisions I made.
If that's the one takeaway you get from these shows, I think that's so incredible because it really is important, and it's not as not controversial, but it's not maybe as, I don't know the right word, but you're not hiding it as much as people used to years ago,
Right.
or it's not as big of a deal. And I really love that they address that on the show and that you guys have that opportunity and that it does help, because even if you don't find love on the show, you do find a different way of dating and things that'll
Mhm.
help you through life. So I think that's awesome. Now, the last thing we like to ask before we let you go, is there anything you would like to promote, whether it be an upcoming DJ gig, anything you're working on, share your socials, either way? What do you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, if you're ever, like I said, I'm a DJ, and I feel like I know a good bit about weddings. I've done a few. I did a good amount last year. I did 17 last year, and from summer to fall. But I'm actually launching my website at the end. It'll launch. My birthday's May the 1st, so I'm gonna launch it the second week of
Oh,
May.
happy birthday.
The second week of May. So anyone can book me for any of their weddings that they want to do. I'll try to bring some Love is Blind pizzazz to there for you. But yeah, I'm gonna be kind of moving more towards into DJing. more. I'm start doing it more, and I'm gonna lean more towards the weddings. So
Nice.
not sure how love is blind actually kind of, I don't want to say persuaded me, but it kind of gave me the idea to kind of lean that way. Yeah, you can follow me. I use Instagram a lot more. I don't really use Twitter or TikTok. I use TikTok, but both socials are Deion DP. So that's Deion DP.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. It was so cool to hear your side of the story. And everybody, of course, tune in. You can follow us at Love Pod Podcast. You can sign up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube. All right. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.